Stand at the head of your mat in mountain pose. Stand tall and tune into your breathing. Any breath sounds more audible in your throat than in your nose. And create a small whisper sound in the base of your throat to help to keep you focused as you move into sun salutation. Breathing in, arms up. Breathe out to powerful pose, hinging forward slightly, and hold. Breathe in, breathing out, hinge deeper till you're parallel to the floor, and place your hands on the mat. Breathing in, step your right foot back to lunge pose. Knee over heel, facing forward, and hips level with your front knee. Keep the back legs stretched and your heart open. And remember, whisper breathing in and out through a closed mouth. Breathing in, step back, and breathe out to downward facing dog pose. Start with bent knees and high sits bones. Keep your neck long, head between your arms. Steady breathing. Slowly stretch your heels towards the rear of the mat to begin straightening your knees. Straighten your knees only if you can keep the lift of your sits bones. Now breathing in, begin to shift your shoulders forward, and breathing out, draw your belly in, coming to plank pose. Press down through your hands and the backs of your arms, navel to spine. Now come to hands and knees, moving your hands several inches forward. Breathing in, bend your elbows. Breathing out, scoop your chest forward along the floor and up to cobra pose with slightly bent elbows. Side ribs forward, chest up, and gaze slightly down. Each breath in, lift the chest. Each breath out, draw the belly in and up to support your low back. Now lower yourself to the floor, resting your head on your hands and separating your feet slightly wider than hip width. Be conscious of the exhalation, drawing your navel toward the spine. A complete, efficient breath out will naturally do that. And your tail lengthens toward your feet to encourage stability in the lower back and grounding in the legs. Let's do locust pose. Breathing in, raise your right leg off the floor. Breathing out, stretch the leg toward the rear of your mat, turning your front thigh in as you do so. Continue to breathe steadily. Inhale, lower your leg, and relax. Breathing in, raise your left leg. Breathing out, stretch it towards the rear of the mat, turning your front thigh in. Continue to elongate the back of the leg, and then lower to the floor and rest. Let's do another variation of locust pose. Because of the effort of this pose, pay more attention to your breathing. Mouth closed. Exhales equal to inhales. Rest your forehead on the mat and stretch your arms back by your hips. Turning your palms in, raise your hands several inches from the floor. Keeping your head down, pull your arms toward the rear of your mat to lift your collarbones and open your chest. Now pressing the feet down, breathe in and raise the chest off the floor, keeping the neck long. Breathe out, stretch the arms toward the rear of the mat while drawing the navel in and up. Hold this pose. Each breath in, expand and lift the chest. Each breath out, drawing the navel in and up. Gaze down. Inhale, release. Exhale, rest your head on your hands in crocodile pose. Place your hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers, forehead down. You can reposition your hands a little further forward if your back bends are still stiff. Breathing in, curl your head and chest off the floor and hold. Breathing out, push with your arms to come higher to classic cobra pose with your elbows slightly bent. Continue gently pushing your shoulders back as you slide your side ribs forward and up and lengthen the neck. Gazing slightly down. Each breath in, expand the chest. Each breath out, draw the belly in and up. Curl your toes under, breathing in, and breathe out to downward facing dog pose. Step your left foot forward to your hands to full lunge. Knee over heel, hips level with the front knee. Back leg strongly stretching. Now step forward. Feet hip width apart to standing forward bend. And simply hang, resting your hands in your elbows. This inverted pose will slow your breathing and feel your exhalations grow increasingly long. It's fine to keep your knees slightly bent. Mostly you want to feel the weight of gravity pulling your torso towards the floor. Now bend your knees deeply, sweeping the arms forward, come parallel to the floor and hold. Long neck, navel in. Breathe in and breathe out to powerful pose. Knees slightly bent, arms stretching up. Inhale again, straighten your knees. Breathing out, lowering your arms. Palms in prayer position at your chest. Turn sideways on your mat and stand with your feet wide apart and parallel with each other. Now extend your arms wide at shoulder level, allowing your neck and upper shoulders to relax away from the ears. Spread your feet and stand tall from the belly, expanding your chest. Breathing in, hinge forward from your hips and hold your right ankle or leg with both hands. Breathe in, lift the chest, and breathing out, draw your belly and lower ribs as close to your right leg as possible. Don't worry if you can't bend deeply at first. Still holding your ankle, straighten your arms, lifting your chest, and then breathing out, pull yourself back to your leg again. One more. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. And then pull back into the leg. Now straightening your arms, come up to stand and extend the arms wide. Breathing in, hinge over from your hips, holding your left ankle or leg with both hands. Keep your arms straight and your chest lifted. Keep the pose rooted in the feet. As you exhale, bending your elbows, pulling your belly and lower ribs close to your leg. Flexibility comes slowly. There's no timetable, no hurry. Let's re-straighten the arms, lifting the chest. Breathe in, breathing out, bend the elbows, pull yourself in toward your leg again. Of course, the breath is steady, mouth closed. Straighten the arms, lift the chest. Breathe in. One more time. Breathe out, bend the elbows, pulling yourself to your leg. No tension in the neck. Exhales as long as inhales. Release your hold and simply swing your torso into the center. Stretch your arms through your legs, relax them, and hang. Let the weight of your head and shoulders bring a gentle pull on the back that's soothing and relaxing. Now holding your hips, breathe in and begin to stand. Breathing out, bring your feet together and join your palms at your chest. Reclining leg stretch is practiced lying on your back. Lying down while you work to increase flexibility in your hips and legs is good for the lower back. I also suggest that you use a strap to help you do the pose more easily. Pause for a moment, focusing on your breath, and then hold your left knee. Breathing in, stretch your right leg up, lengthening the back of the leg, and activating your foot. Now, as you breathe in, begin to slowly lower your leg to the floor and continue stretching the hamstrings and calves, even when the foot is completely on the floor. I like to stop before bringing the foot down and stretch the back of the leg more thoughtfully. Gently press your knee into your hands to engage the muscles in your left hip. Now, using your strap, loop it around your left foot, holding the strap with both hands. If you don't have a strap, you can hold the back of your leg, and if you're quite flexible, you can hold your big toe. I encourage you to move at your own pace. Now, breathing slowly, begin to straighten your knee as much as you can without losing the action of your right leg. The right leg is in charge of the pose, keeping it extended, keeping your thigh firmly grounded. It's going to isolate the action of the pose to the left hip. Our sedentary lifestyles cause our hips, legs, and lower backs to become tight. This is a great stretch to overcome that tension and recover our natural flexibility. And the key is patience. Patient practice will gradually help your muscles to remember their flexibility. Even holding the stretch for a couple of minutes is worthwhile. Keep the breath steady and relaxing. This is a pose about surrender. Just enough action to keep your legs active. Now bend your knees and hug them to the chest again for the moment. You'll be able to feel that you've been working your left hip. Now hold your right knee and stretch your left leg up. Lengthen your hamstrings and calves and stay active in your foot. Breathing in, slowly lower your leg toward the floor, pausing along the way for a moment to stretch the hamstrings and calves so you imprint that action in your pose. And you keep it as you slowly lower your heel to the floor. Loop the strap around your right foot, holding it with both hands. Remember, you can hold the back of your leg or your toe as an alternative. Keep your knee bent as you steady your breath and re-engage the left leg. And then slowly, on an exhalation, begin to straighten the right knee. And again, your right knee may not straighten today or for a long time to come. Time and persistence are the key. Notice how letting your shoulders grow heavy can increase the stretch in your right leg. And perhaps allow you to straighten your knee more or pull your foot overhead. As the hips become more flexible, your lower back will become more flexible as well. You may find that bending your knee for a moment and then re-straightening the leg helps to free up that right hip. But mostly we stay, we breathe, and we wait for the body to recover its natural flexibility. Now breathe in and release your foot, hugging your knees to your chest. Lie on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor, with your heels in line with your knees. Let your belly organs fall back into the spine. Stretch your arms overhead and relax them on the floor. On your next breath in, lengthen your tailbone toward your knees to bring your hips off the floor a few inches, and hold. Steady breathing. And lower back down. Once again, breathe in. Lengthen your tail toward your knees. Breathe out, raising your hips several inches off the floor, and hold. Don't over-tighten your buttocks, and instead use your inner and back thigh muscles to pull your hips toward your knees. And release. Steady breathing. One more time. Breathe in. Lengthen your tail toward your knees. Breathing out, raise your hips several inches. This is not a back bend. The back body is long and wide, your belly organs sinking into the back body. Now release back to the floor and hug your knees to your chest. For half Lord of the Fishes pose, sit on your mat with your knees bent and feet flat. Now slide your left foot by your right hip, positioning your leg so your knee faces the head of your mat. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee, pressing the foot firmly into the floor. And hold your knee with your left hand or elbow, placing your right hand behind you on the mat. Sit tall, balancing your weight equally between your hips. And tune into your breathing, keeping your mouth closed. Exhales as long as inhales. Any breath sounds in the throat, not the nose. Roll the belly gently to the right as you pull in on the knees slightly. Twists squeeze tension of the day out of the muscles and organs, and progress slowly, so be sure to take your time. With your next breath, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. If that's too difficult, hold your knee instead. Choose the arm position that allows you to breathe and feel you have a little room to move. The knee pushes the arm pushes the knee. And turning the head to the left, gazing at your foot. Inhale to release. Placing the feet flat on the floor again. Changing sides, bring the right foot in near your left hip and your left foot to the outside of the right knee, firmly rooting that foot. Sitting equally between the two hips, hold your knee or cradle it with your elbow. And gently roll your belly to the left. Keep your spine tall but not stiff. And pull your leg in just a little bit to the belly. Stay in touch with your breathing. If you can't breathe, your muscles may be strained and you should back away. Remember, yoga is more than the form of the pose. It's also about steady breath and steady mind. This is a great twist as it is. When you're ready to take the pose a little deeper, do so by bringing your elbow to the outside of your knee with your left hand on the floor behind you. Gently press the arm and leg against one another and pull your left shoulder back. Sit evenly between your two hips and turn your head to the right, gazing at your foot. Steady breathing. Find the quietness in this pose. Inhale to release. And exhale, coming into a simple cross-leg position. Palms together at the chest. Sit in simple cross-leg position to begin open half lotus pose, right ankle in front of left. Sit on a blanket if you're unable to sit with an upright spine. Now slide your left hand under your right ankle and hold your knee with your right hand. Push your knee away from you as you place your right foot on your left knee. If that's easy, keep your left foot under your right knee. If it's more difficult, pull your left foot closer to your hip. Ideally, allowing your right thigh to rest on your foot. Or you can stretch your left leg out straight in front of you. Do you see how I'm keeping my foot active? Lifting my toes slightly and lengthening my inner heel helps stabilize the ankle and knee. If your knee is elevated, cradle your ankle and press gently on your inner knee. If that's easy, lean on your legs. Bring your forearms to the floor, pressing your chest to your leg, and your head can rest on the floor. Steady breathing. So 3 options: either cradle your ankle and press against your inner knee, lean on your legs with your elbows, or rest your forearms on the floor. The resistance in your hips can be intense, so keep your breathing steady and relax your face. Calm your belly. Breathing in, sit upright and return to simple cross-leg pose with your left ankle in front of your right. Slide your right hand under your ankle. Hold your knee with your left hand. Push gently against your knee as you place your left foot on your right knee. You get the most effective stretch when your foot is at the knee rather than closer to your hip. Your two sides can be quite different. Choose the variation that suits your range of motion, either right foot under left knee, right foot closer to the hip, or right leg stretched out straight. Now let's deepen the pose. If your knee is high, cradle your ankle and press down gently on the knee. Or lean forward, placing your elbows on your knees, and rest. Or forearms on the floor, chest on your legs, head relaxes. Steady breathing. Relax deep inside your hips where you feel the strong resistance. Calm your belly, quiet face and eyes. Breathing in, sit upright, and breathing out, return to simple cross-leg position, easy pose. Lie on your back and pull your knees to your chest for reclining belly twist. Hold your left knee. Breathing in, stretch your right leg up, and breathing out, lower it to the floor. You'll keep your right leg active throughout the pose. On your next breath in, roll to your right, bringing your left knee all the way to the floor and stretching your left arm up. And really reach with that arm. It's not about position. It's about action. Lift the shoulder blade, and then exhaling, stretch the arm out to the left, bringing it halfway to the floor. If this twist bothers your lower back, you can support your knee on a block. Turn your head to the left to gaze at your hand, and breathe steadily. Keeping your hand lifted, exhale and press your left shoulder toward the mat, holding for a moment. And then press it again. Your shoulder may or may not come to the floor. Continue to stretch the arms strongly. Breathing in, release. And coming back to center. Knees to chest. Hold the right knee. Breathing in, stretch the left leg up. And breathing out, lower it to the mat. Again, the leg stays active throughout the pose. Breathing in, roll to the left. Letting the exhalation bring your knee to the floor and your right arm reaching strongly up. Relax your breathing. Now inhaling, reach to the right. lowering the arm halfway to the floor and turning your head to gaze at your hand. Keeping your right arm active, exhale and press your shoulder to the floor. This will increase the work in your upper back and help remove some of the tension there. And try to relax the back. That will help your twist go further as well. Inhale, release. Come back to center, hugging the knees to the chest. Set up for legs up the wall pose by folding 2 blankets from the basic blanket fold into thirds from the short end, as I'm showing. If you have no blankets, you can still enjoy a calming effect from this pose by simply lying on your back with your legs up the wall. If you're using blankets, put one on top of the other and position them about a foot from the wall. Sit sideways on the blankets, lean back on your hands, swing your feet up the wall and lie back. Adjust the blankets so your lower hips hang just slightly between the blankets and the wall. Your shoulders will be on the floor. If your lower back hurts, remove the blankets and simply lie on your back with your legs up the wall. Rest your arms and close your eyes. This pose is also called Deep Lake Pose. The deep lake represents your lower abdomen, an area where enormous stress can dwell, creating tension in not just the belly, but the head as well. That makes Deep Lake Pose a wonderful posture for headaches. Relax to feel the depth and calmness in your belly. And reflect that by relaxing your face and feeling your weight drop into the back of your skull. With each exhale, the belly sinks into the back body, and the body sinks into the blankets or floor, creating a gentle opening of the heart and a quietness in the face and the belly. If the mind wanders, and the mind does wander, simply let the thoughts float by and come back to relaxed breathing, dropping into the deep lake of your belly. A nice modification of Deep Lake Pose is to bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together, sliding them down the wall. But the main goal of this pose is to make time for yourself to consciously slow down and reduce stress. This will reduce the stress hormones in the body, calm the nervous system, and has a cumulative effect. When you're ready to come out of deep lake pose, simply slide off the blankets, roll slowly to your side, and come up to sit in a cross-legged position.